Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's Alex here, and today we're back with another video. So as you guys may be noticing from the title of the video, I'm going to be showing you guys on how to make your own personal server in ROBLOX Studio. So as you guys may be noticing, you guys have seen me mention about this multiple times. I made 3 videos that I've mentioned. So if you guys actually want to check these videos out, it will be on the top right corner. And yeah, so this is actually an old ROBLOX feature that existed back in 2011, and a way to bring it back is by watching the whole video. I know it's weird, but yeah, so this is actually gonna be a really hard tutorial because you're gonna have to read a lot of instructions and a lot of that, but let's ditch the instructions by watching this video. So yeah, so let's try if we can get to about 20 likes into this video, and leave a like and comment down below and subscribe. And if you guys need any help by watching this video, feel free to comment down below, because it's actually going to be a pretty hard tutorial, and it can be kind of confusing sometimes. So yeah, so let's get right into this video and get it started. Alright, so before we actually dive things straight ahead, I'm going to be showing you guys an example of how the personal server is actually going to work. So yeah, so I'm just gonna be pressing the play button, and I'm just gonna open a Roblox, and you're gonna see what's actually gonna happen once you actually load into Roblox. So it's gonna probably be taking a while. Alright, so it's actually loading right now, and you're gonna see what's actually gonna happen as of now. So you're in here. It basically has nothing, but a few seconds later it's gonna teleport you to your own build server. So the other one where before I got teleported is actually the warp server, so basically like the hub, and it's gonna teleport you to here. So once it teleports you to here, this is actually gonna have the autosave feature. So I'm just gonna team myself to builder because I added a script and added all the roles in here. So this is basically really cool when it comes to making row nations, when it comes to making a roleplay game and build throughout inside a Roblox server instead of ROBLOX Studio. So this is really different because as you guys may be noticing, I actually have Cole's admin on. I'm gonna reset myself, and then it's gonna load in all the tools because I added some sort of script, which we might probably work on that later. There's actually a mistake with this. Let me fix this real quick. So yeah, so if I'm gonna be fixing this, it's gonna probably display one of them a little bit. What I really don't like about this is the fact how it doesn't really have any plugins to work on. However, this is really good when it comes to making something like this. So I'm just gonna be placing, I don't know, probably like some sort of part, probably like that, or maybe let's try and add something, I don't know, probably a part. And I'm gonna be making it I'm gonna make it actually really big. I'm actually gonna scale it all the way here, and then all the way here. So when you leave, you're gonna see what's gonna happen. It's gonna save all your progress. This is not ROBLOX Studio, trust me, and I'm not testing this. It's actually my own server. So I'm gonna be leaving the server, and once you rejoin, you're gonna see what's gonna happen. Alright, so I'm actually gonna be loading in. It's probably gonna be taking a while. Okay, it's gonna be starting, and then you're actually gonna see what's gonna happen once I load in. You're gonna see. Okay, so once I load in, you're gonna see what's gonna happen. So it's gonna load into the build server, and once you get inside the build server, you're gonna see what's gonna happen. You're gonna see this, and before I actually placed a big huge part, it wasn't really there, and you'll see later on. So I'm just gonna go btools me, and then you know what, no, teamy builder, and then I'm actually gonna probably remove it because that won't be necessary for my city. So basically you could even add F3X tools, you could add personal building server tools, you name it. So we're gonna be adding some sort of features like that later on, and yeah, So we're gonna get started onto how to make your own personal building server, and yeah, so let's get started. All right, so you could use any template you guys want. I'm gonna be choosing classic base plate for this. So this is basically gonna be for the warp server for starters. And what you guys are gonna need, first things first, is I might probably add the toolbox back. We're actually gonna be needing the poor man's PBS tool test kit. So in order to get that, I believe it's really hard to find, so it will be in the link in the description below. So we're gonna be using poor man's PBS setup kit, and in order to get it, as always, link in the description below. It has to be by right owner, and then you're just gonna press OK for that. And you have all the 3 scripts, which is create new map, readme, and warp player. So first things first, we're gonna be working on to the create new map. First things first, at least there are actually instructions, but instead of the instructions, we're gonna be I'm gonna be making a video for this. So yeah, so it says every instruction. So first things first, yes, we will have to publish the warp hub. But first, we're going to be making a build server. So to do that, you're going to have to enable asset manager. But first things first, you're going to have to make your own personal server, which is going to be your warp hub. And you're going to have to save it first. So because I just created a new server, I'm going to have to publish this. And we're going to go to places. And once we go to places, you're going to see what we're going to do. So number 1, click places, and then you're going to be making a new place, which is actually going to be the build server. At some point, once you get there, it's going to teleport you to the build server once it's actually done, but we'll get into that later. So first, this is going to be the build server. ILXP is personal or place number 141. It's a little bit different as always, so I'm just going to be naming it build server. And the personal server on the bottom, which is actually has like the spawn logo, is actually going to be the warp server. So we're gonna be going there. So you just click on it, and it'll take you there. All right. So now that we're into the build server, it's very different. It's not a classic base plate, but it is different. If you guys actually want to make it different, feel free to start right ahead. But if you guys want to make an actual building server, like an actual personal build server, like you see in these pictures right here, right now, then watch it right now. So I'm going to show you how this is going to work. So yeah. So what you're going to be needing to do is, if you guys actually want to make a personal building server like I'm showing you right now, what you're going to do is, yeah, close the build server because it won't be necessary for now. I might probably save it because why not? And we're gonna edit the PBS Who Test 2. This server will be in the link description below, and it is actually uncopy logged, so you can actually do what you want with it. And don't worry, it's not gonna affect the game because it is your it's actually gonna be it's gonna be published by your server. So yeah. So now you got all of those resources. It's gonna take you to PBS Tool Test 2. It's gonna take a while. So now once we're here, what we're gonna actually start doing is publish this into the build server. So you see all those textures and all that. It looks pretty cool, right? So what we're gonna start doing is I guess just close that, and then we're just gonna see all those things in the workspace and etc. So what we're gonna see is go to file, publish as, and then we're gonna go to oh yeah, ignore these. We're gonna go to personal server, and then you're gonna put it into the build server. It has a different name for you guys, but I named it build server, as you guys may be noticing. I highly recommend you guys to actually name it build server just to keep it a little organized. And then now that we published it, just close it, and it will be published inside your build server. So all of that stuff will be dragged into your build server. So once you get in there, you're gonna see that all the stuff from the PBS tool test will be dragged into the build server. So you're gonna see that real quickly. All right, so now that we're into the build server, you see the name build server on the top left. you see, so you see, yeah, this is actually the build server, personal server. And what we're gonna start doing is have toolbox enabled, and we're gonna actually be using, I guess I could say, free models, but it won't be a big problem because they're gonna be useful in order to make your game and your personal building server important. So we're gonna be using FTX tools. Always use the one that is made by Gigs D4X because he's the one that owns personal building server and that owns FTX tools and created FTX tools. So always use that, always put it into the starter pack. It will be in the link description below. And then now we're gonna start getting into Cole's Admin Infinite. You guys can use any admin you want as long as it's reliable and good. I'm gonna be using Cole's Admin Infinite by Skirt. And yeah, so we're just gonna be putting that here. And then yeah, so now we put all the tools into the starter pack. We put everything into the workspace. So now what we're gonna start doing is test out the server with the play button. So yeah. Alright, so an example of doing this is that all of that will be into your server, and as you can see, if you were to test this out, you have a lot of resources in there, a lot of things to build, a lot of things to do this and that, etc. So you see all the gears, high scalability. If you guys ever want to change the textures, you could always feel free. We actually have a Discord server that's open, which will be in the link in the description below, as always. And yeah, so now everything just works. I believe we're gonna actually also have FTX tools. If you want an FTX building server, then ignore all the ignore the stuff that has to do with PBS building tools. But if you guys want to make your own personal building server that is related to this, then feel free. All right, so we're just gonna save it to Roblox, and then we're gonna publish it to Roblox, just in case. So yeah, so once after you publish this to Roblox, I'm gonna give you guys some tips on how this is gonna work, and yeah. All right, so now that we're here, you will probably see some specific details out here. So if you go to readme, autosave, what you're gonna start doing is actually copy the autosave script and then paste it into the server script service. So you're just gonna paste it into here. And I believe you're gonna have to enable that later, or probably I'd say you might probably just have to enable it right now. So yeah, now that we put the autosave script into the build server, we're gonna start doing is actually start working on to the create new map. So there are actually certain requirements. So first things first, go to game settings, security, and enable everything there. Enable everything in there. Same goes for the build server. Go to game settings, security, enable everything in there so that the autosave and the teleport would actually work, and so is the personal building server. All of that's gonna work if you actually enable the game settings. And as well, we're gonna actually enable some settings inside the web browser as well. So yeah. All right, now that we're here, we're gonna go to create, and we're gonna go to configure start place or configure place, and you're gonna go to you might probably have to go to experiences, I believe. Yeah, you have to go to experiences and enable everything in the in-game permissions. This includes your warp server and your build server. So we're just gonna have to go to both servers, and in order to go to your build server, go to configure this experience, because that's where it shows the other place. So we're just gonna go to configure this experience, and then we're gonna go to created places. No, not created places, my bad. You're gonna go to places, and you're gonna go to build server. As you can see into the build server, you're gonna go to the same as usual, configure this place, and it's gonna take you to, you're gonna have to go to experiences, and then do the same thing as usual to enable all the in-game permissions, and then save. Now what you're gonna start doing is, now that you enable everything on both servers, which is the build server and the warp server, you're gonna head back, and you're gonna follow, well, you know what, don't follow the instructions because you're gonna be watching this video as always. You're just gonna save these bad boys into Roblox, and then we're gonna be deleting the autosave and the warp server if you guys want. I don't think it'd be necessary, but you know, yeah. So we're just gonna go into create new map, copy the ID of the server, of the build server, to put it in here. So the build server is actually into the web bar. So if you were to go all the way here, you see the build server on top. You're gonna have to copy the ID that is in there, and you're gonna paste it inside the create new map. So as you can see, all of that stuff that is highlighted, I'm gonna copy it and paste it in here. And we're just gonna we're probably gonna have to save it and yeah, save it and publish it, and then yeah, publish those two bad boys, and then yeah, and then later we'll work onto the warp player once after we test it out and see how it works. And yeah, so I'll see you guys right there, and you'll see what's gonna happen. All right, so since it's loading, what you're gonna do is that you're gonna go to your personal server. Don't worry about these yet, but we'll get there later. So first things first, let's just go into the personal server and open Roblox if you guys are using Chrome as always. So it's gonna take a while to get into your server, and if you guys have a Windows keyboard, then I guess you guys are lucky. So you guys are gonna have to be using the F9 key in order to show your server. So you're gonna go to server, and then it shows the created place. This is gonna create another place that actually replicates the build server, so that it actually forms your own personal building server. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna copy and paste it into the warp player. So you guys see the target ID. You're gonna copy this ID into here. So first things first, you're gonna see what I'm gonna start doing. So I want you to actually, since I'm using a Mac and I have a Windows keyboard connected, always use F9. I don't know if it's gonna work on a Mac, but what I want you to do is actually copy and paste it. For me, I can't copy and paste it, so I'm just gonna type it down. And yeah, so this is basically the ID for the created place. It always differs all the time, so you get your own created place ID, and you're gonna have to copy it and paste it into your target ID. So yeah. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be pasting the ID for the created place. It's really different to the create new map, and what we're gonna start doing, we're gonna save it to Roblox. But first things first, we're gonna have to disable create new map, and we're gonna be enabling the warp player. So now what we're gonna start doing is, after we've done all of these directions, what we're gonna start doing, we're gonna go to we're gonna probably save it and publish it, and you'll see what we're gonna start doing. So we're not gonna be needing any of these scripts, but I highly recommend you guys just to keep it there for now. And yeah, now it's everything else is now here. Always make sure you know, if you guys are struggling, you know, watch the whole video. And yeah, so just publish this to Roblox, and publish these bad boys to Roblox. Same goes for here. I know it has a lot of things in mind, so I'll just publish these bad boys to Roblox. Okay, now that we've published them, you can just close them if you guys want, or you just keep it, but I highly recommend you guys actually close it. So we're just going to be closing these, and then also exit out of Roblox as well, and then just rejoin. All right. Yeah, just rejoin. And then once you get there, it's going to take you to the warp server, and you're going to have to wait for about like 5 seconds or so. As you guys can see a script. So it's going to take like 5 seconds in order to teleport you to the build server, or longer. And yeah, so now it already teleported me into the build server. And as you can see, yeah, I have all the tools, all the resources. And yeah, so if you guys want me to make more videos of this, you know, feel free. And yeah, so this looks pretty cool. And then later on, once you leave the server, all of that stuff that you've built is going to be stored inside the build server as well. Another tip, I also recommend you guys to actually turn on team create in case you guys will actually want to actually add some updates in studio and save it. The reason I told you to do this before you make the created place is actually is because sometimes there's often glitches where whenever you make something and create the server, it just will save. But yeah, let's just leave, and what we're gonna start doing is rejoin, and you're gonna see what's gonna happen. So once you get there, it's gonna take a bit of a while to get there. It's gonna take like 5 seconds or so to get there, and then yeah, all right. Now it's gonna take me to the build server, and you see there's a lot of asphalt in there. So all that stuff is actually saved. It looks really cool to actually add these stuff inside the personal building server. But if you guys need any help, feel free to comment down below or talk to anybody inside the PBS Tool Test server. Because, you know, I have some bit of knowledge. I've tested this like more than once. So I mean, yeah. So it's a bit of a hard tutorial as well. If you guys are struggling, keep rewatching the video, or if you guys instead just want to look at the instructions, feel free. But the video, you know, it's more helpful than you guys to read multiple times, because I know it's a hassle. I've done it multiple times and it became a hassle. So I mean, yeah. Alright guys, so that is actually it for the video. I really hope this tutorial really helped a lot. If you guys are actually struggling with this tutorial, feel free to shoot me a DM on Discord or comment down below on the comment section below. And yeah, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Smash the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.